Instacart is here to keep you on the couch this basketball season. With pre-game rituals and post-game interviews, it's hard to find time for everything else. Let Instacart handle your game day snacks or weekly restocks with delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. Download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
Who's the bitch is back? It's me, Kara Clank.
And it's me, Jackie Zabrowski. And who's the bitch in your life?
Right now?
Yeah, who is it?
Who's the fucking bitch in my life right now?
Wow. Dead at the doorstep. Yes.
I
really want you to get in there. And why is it Bethany Frankel? But we're not going to talk about Bethany Frankel right now.
No, I don't think anyone is the bitch in my life right now.
That's great.
No.
Does that mean you're the bitch, though?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm like,
Kara.
am I the bitch? What have I done? I mean, my son is the bitch in my life a lot right now just because he's a destroyer. He's just destroying things all the time. And
I know,
it's
but I was
me crazy.
seeing really great videos of him dressed up as a princess, and it looked like he was living his best life.
He keeps telling me on his 4th birthday he wants to become a girl. And I'm like, I don't know what that means to you. What do you want? Like, he's like, I want to match my sister. And I keep going, okay, she's like a quote unquote tomboy. I'm like, she also wears sweatpants and has long hair. You have long hair and wear sweatpants. So that's the outer. What else?
Yeah, so we're doing it.
And he's just like, just going to become a girl. I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens.
We will continue to have this conversation.
He wants an Elsa dress for his birthday. I'm going to support it. I love it. It's so fucking cute. He wore clip-on earrings yesterday in that video.
The smile on his face, like it just he completely lit up.
I'll show you another video where he goes, I'm going to give you a unicorn purse. Poof. And then he gives it to me.
I love him. I love your children.
He's the best. He's the best, but he's also a bitch because he's just running away from me in public.
Oh,
I was just talking to a mom. And I'll tell you later who it is, but she's related to a very famous person. And I was talking to her, and Oscar just goes, what can I say? I just like beautiful things. And then he just stepped off the sidewalk and started walking almost into a car coming in towards him. And I had to grab him by the backpack and yank him back. And my friend just rubbed my arm and went, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you gotta
and
go.
I was like, cool.
Is it bitchy to leash your children?
Yeah.
Kara? We can't do that anymore?
Because I just think that way you're not teaching them how to live in the world. No one's going to pull them back in real life. But I understand why people have to do it at like Disney or places where you think you're going to actually lose them. I get why people have to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I don't think it's like a long-term solution.
I mean, you know Henry was a leash child, right? You are aware that he was
never mind. If you can end up becoming successful like Henry Zabrowski, let's leash those kids up.
Heavily leashed.
Let's get it done.
Extra leashed. I think if my mom could have 7 leashes on him, she could.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh yeah.
And then would you just walk alongside? He'd be like, how come Jackie's not on a leash?
Yeah, I never needed the leash. I was just would just watch him like, yeah.
Oh my God.
I listen. But that's the thing. That's the beauty of, having multiple children is that one has to just out of spite do the listening, which is what I did. And Henry was the bad one. So Henry would just be allowed to be the bad one. And I would just look at my mother and go, I'm an angel.
Look at me. Look at my little halo. Oh my God. Well, everybody, it's March. It's the beginning of March. And March is in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Yeah, I guess.
We're waiting for Lamb Days. But, this actually reminds me that we did get a message from a listener who goes by Crappy Hippie. Hello, Crappy Hippie. He messages me all the time, and he's a listener of my other podcast. He's a listener of this podcast.
Great username.
I would say he's a day one Who's the Bitch listener.
Love this. Thank you.
He wrote a message that said, how about bitchiest month? In East Kansas, it's March. Here we are. January, he says, is an evil witch, but being 100% B is a know what you get thing. February is like a Midwesterners in general. It can act polite, but you know that there is an angry, frigid side that is waiting along with the dank, dark depression moves. Pretty bitchy, but not my winner. March has beautiful temps, and the flowers come up, and the trees start to blossom. Then, for no reason, there will be snow, an ice storm, a week in the teens, or something else that fucks everything up.
Yes.
Then March is sorry, giggles coquettishly, the warm breezes return, and the pale green of promise creeps back out of hiding.
Love ya,
well
crappy hippie.
The butterflies start drifting about, birds are singing, and the air begins to vibrate with the sound of busy bees.
Wow.
And then that deceiver will hit us again.
You're right.
The last week can be worse than the first. As soon as you rig up a fishing rod, there's skim ice on the pond.
Oh my God.
March is a selfish, stone cold, two-faced bitch.
Wow.
And maybe March is super nice in SoCal. What's the bitch month in Florida? What was it when you lived in New York? Curious as to which of the 12 gets the B crown.
Whoa.
So I love this. This is a great question. Because please keep writing us back. We've done bitchiest drinks, bitchiest
love
dogs,
this. Absolutely
bitchiest
love this.
months now. So we love these. Keep sending them in. What do you think?
I love that you went out the gate with March because I do feel that you are correct. However, and I'm about to go against what I think a lot of people feel. I am not so much a spring and summer bitch. So really for me, the bitchiest month is September because I feel like, while it is a positive for those that have children that get to be then sent back to school, so it is a beautiful celebration.
And it's my birthday.
And it is your birthday and is where all of the beautiful, very necessary Virgos in my life come from. I don't know what I would do without you. The problem is with all the global warming, there is no back to school, it's a little bit of a chill. There's not even a second of chill anymore until November.
Oh, in Southern California. In Southern California, September is what the rest of you in the world are thinking of as August.
Yes.
It is hot as fuck.
Yes.
And yeah, but I'm the opposite bitch of you because I love the heat.
Oh, no.
So September's a favorite month for me because if I'm in another city, if I'm in Chicago, September, gorgeous.
Yes.
If you're in New York, by the way, global warming, New York has 2 weeks of fall now, and they're usually the last week of September, the first week of October, and then it immediately gets frigid again.
Of course.
But I love that. I love September in New York. I love September in LA. I love September. But it's my birthday and stuff But
I'm saying this as an August baby, and I dare say August is certainly one of the bitchiest months.
Yeah, but I love August because it's summer for me. It's like camp. It's like summer
You're
camp.
A camp girl.
And my kids go back to school in August. If you live in California, they go back on fucking August 10th, FYI.
August 10th?
It's disgusting.
That early?
It's disgusting. I filled out a survey about it this year. I said, stop sending these kids back to school in the middle of summer.
That's crazy, but you're a camp person.
I know.
What do you do?
My kids missed the first 2 weeks of school.
Whoa, good for you. That's a fun bitch move.
It's a kind of a bitchy move. We'll see if it lasts into actual academic times for them. But I would say I kind of feel like February is such a little bitch.
Whoa.
She's short, so it's fat, but nothing's going on in February except for fucking Valentine's Day, which who cares, which we've already talked about. And then I gotta celebrate the fucking president on one day.
Puke.
And then, and I don't know. January is kind of a bitch too.
It used to at least be Black History Month, and we don't even have that anymore. So thanks.
I feel like I've always, because I don't like winter, I've always been I hate January and February because there's not any good holidays. There's nothing really to look forward to. March, it feels like it's starting to warm up a little bit, even though I understand what you're saying. In Kansas in the Midwest, I'm sure it's a
nightmare,
a fucking nightmare. The back and forth. And growing up in Connecticut, we've had snow in April. I've had a snow day in April before.
Oh my
from school.
God.
So I understand that March doesn't necessarily mean spring is coming.
Right.
But at least it's I don't know, for me, the trickery is not that bad. I kind of the trick. For January, it just feels like it's dark at 4:30. There's nothing going on.
I know.
Nobody wants to party because they're not drinking.
Yeah, nobody's drinking.
And everybody's got some kind of stupid resolution.
Yeah.
And this January was the worst January of all time.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think it was dry for most.
Yeah. If anybody was going to do dry January in Los Angeles, they gave that shit up.
Got rid of that.
January was the worst. This past January of 2025, we had wildfires burning our city down. We had I had COVID. I had just recovered from the flu. We were having the worst flu and COVID season ever. Donald Trump fucking takes office. It's just a lot of shit. It's been barfaroni. The San Francisco treat. Yeah, it's been bad. It was a bad January. But that's a specific to this year. But also, I think maybe my final vote is January is the bitch.
Wow. I also really appreciate that Crappy Hippie asked us about the different places in which we lived, because in Florida, this answer is very different.
What is Florida?
It depends, because I dare say you want to say all of hurricane season.
Which is September, October.
It's May to November.
Oh, God.
It's, and especially with the way, I'm I'm the weather girly here. With the way that the water is warming up, it's just going to make the hurricanes worse and more active. It's just going to make the hurricane season even longer.
But they haven't really proved that global warming is real.
You're right.
That's
And they're
the
probably all
thing.
lying.
It's probably just a coincidence.
Yeah, there's no way there's a reason why all these things are happening. Because I dare say that, like, now it's definitely getting pushed more into like a November, December, because that used to not be hurricane season. But the water is so warm that now it's like hurricane season and the holidays at the same time, which I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, you get trapped with your family with a turkey in a hurricane. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Wow, that is interesting. And in New York, I would say the bitch is February. Because in January, sometimes it's still like December's not bad and it's cute, and like January, I don't know. I don't mind January. February in New York felt like forever.
Yes, you're so right. And also I was about to say, but it's like, December does have SantaCon, but if you think about it, March then, St. Patrick's Day is the bitch. St. Patrick's Day is the bitch. That's for damn sure, especially if you work in customer service at all and you live in a big city on a day like St. Patrick's Day. So I just would always think about like having to get to work in the slush because everything's kind of wet and everything's kind of melting, but it's also freezing over again.
The slush is the problem.
The slush is the bitch.
Dude. SantaCon was so disgusting. I remember I always had my show because I had a Saturday night show. Oh. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, is it SantaCon? And I'd get out of the show and like have to just dodge all these losers dressed up like Santa getting wasted.
That or I'd just be like,
if that's your idea of fun, just go out and get drunk. Why are you dressing up like Santa? Why are you traumatizing people?
Yes.
And children that think that you might be Santa.
And I think it really gives them an opportunity to just be as horrific as they want to be around the holidays, and it just gives them an opportunity, and I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, I have been part of bachelorettes. It's not like I'm not into public drunkenness. I've been publicly drunk. I don't have enough fingers and toes. You know,
love it.
But like, I love it, but it's not dressed as Santa. And like, they throw up, and they're also like traveling in a huge pack.
Yes,
of like, not like a bachelorette where it's like 12 of you. It's just like 100 people going from bar to bar. It's so bad.
I think my last December in New York, I remember that I had to do my laundry at the laundromat, and I had dragged my laundry, and it was SantaCon. I was like, damn it, I didn't realize it was a SantaCon day, and it was just like multiple people in puke covered. They're standing there in their underpants trying to wash their puke-covered Santa outfits in the middle of the day.
That's so funny. There's a couple days in New York that are like that where you're like, oh, fuck, it's SantaCon. Or then you'll just like see a sailor and go, oh, is it Fleet Week?
Oh, is it Fleet Week, baby? I had a lot of fun on Fleet Week.
You just see one person in like a costume, basically, and you're like, oh, is it that day?
Yep. Yeah. And then just, man, they always come back around.
I would see all the Catholics with their shit on there. I'm like, is it Ash Wednesday?
Ash Wednesday. Those ones always
with their little smudge.
Oh yeah, they come out from nowhere, and this is coming from someone that loves a spring Thanksgiving. But again, Easter gets thrown in the trash.
Yeah,
have a spring Thanksgiving.
Spring Thanksgiving. All right. Well, thank you for asking us this. If you have a favorite bitchy month, let us know. Maybe we'll put a poll up on Instagram.
Yeah,
and get everybody's answers. But. For now, let's dive into some of the calls and emails that we got. Once again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we want to hear your situation and a story where you don't know who the bitch is, because we want to tell you who the bitch is.
Yes, hit us up.
We're at who'sthebitch.com. That takes you to our email, our call-in voicemail number.
Yes.
You can check us out on March 10th is our next live stream where you can call and talk to us live. We can actually have a back and forth.
Yes,
or you
please.
can DM us at who'sthebitchlpn on Instagram. So lots of ways to get in touch, and voicemail number 1 coming at ya.
Tell us in the voicemail, who's the bitch? Beep.
Hey, Jackie, Kara, kind of in a dilemma.
Ooh.
My girlfriend of a whole year, I had recently found out she still had some images of her ex-boyfriend in her cellular device. This only came up after she was showing me some old images of her deceased mother's apartment and the living conditions she was in. And, saw some images that I did not want to see. Later on, I went in and I invaded her privacy and deleted all of them. And yeah, I saw some pretty hurtful things, but I'm just hurt that she would have, images like that a whole year into our relationship. Now, I do understand that she dated this guy for 6, close to 7 years, but she claims that the love wasn't there after 5 years and she was just trying to find a way out. But if that were true, well, why would, she'd have all those images? And, now it's blowing up in my face. I'm the utmost insecure villain to her, and I guess I'm the bitch in her eyes. I don't know.
This summer, Instacart is bringing back your favorites from 1999 with prices from 1999. That means 90s prices on juice pouches that ought to be respected, 90s prices on boxed mac and cheese, and 90s prices on ham, cheese, and cracker lunches. Enjoy all those throwbacks and more at throwback prices, only through Instacart. $4.72 maximum discount per $10 of eligible items. Limit 3 offers per order. Expires September 5th while supplies last. Discount based on CPI comparison.
All right. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Listen, I am not a nudes kind of girl. So I don't have any.
Oh.
I don't send any.
Oh, wow.
One time Jared told me to send him a sexy picture and I sent him a picture. I was in Florida and I sent him a picture of me on the beach in a bathing suit. And he was like, that's not really what I meant. I was like, yeah, that's the best
That's all you're going to get.
That's like all the best you're ever going to get.
That is it.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I do know what my opinion is, but I'm interested.
Yeah, of course.
Like in terms of the nudes, like you obviously did, you know what you did wrong. You can't go into someone's phone and delete their shit.
No.
Like you can't go into someone's phone.
No.
I can understand why you're upset.
Yeah, I can understand why you're upset. I bet your girlfriend flipped out when she found out that you went into her phone and deleted the photos.
Yeah.
Because that is really an invasion of privacy that is far beyond her still having the photos that she took a while ago. Because here's the thing. I have all the photos that I've taken of myself still because...
Or gotten from other guys pre-Jeff?
No, I've gotten rid of the ones that I've received from other dudes just because usually they were unwanted and usually it was not... I wasn't asking for them. So any ones that I have of me, I've kept because I like... it's a snapshot in time of what I used to look like. And I am a person that has glowed up. So it's not even necessarily like I keep them because I'm like, oh, my body will never look like that again. That's not really the thing. I guess I feel like it. I haven't really said this aloud, but I feel the way I feel about my specific vulnerable pictures about the way I do about my tattoos, where it's like, well, yeah, I might not like all of them, but I remember where I was when I got them. And it's the memory for me that counts. And I remember it's like, I've got a couple tattoos that I have with some people that I don't necessarily talk to anymore, but it doesn't mean I'm getting them ripped off my body. I just have gone through therapy and have looked at them and understand that like, okay, this is just a different point of my life.
Yeah.
So I understand. That's why I don't think your girlfriend is the bitch for having the photos of her ex or of her and her ex or just of her. And also any person that's going to keep whatever private photos they want to keep is not the bitch.
Yeah.
Because those are her private photos.
Right.
So she's got to keep those photos.
Right.
And I would be so pissed because you can't get those photos back. So I know that we're not
here. Can she check in her deleteds?
I guess it would. Oh, God. SLC.
Check the deleteds.
Check the deleteds of the deleteds. I would be very, very, very angry because of that if I couldn't get them back. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure depends. They could be in the cloud. They could be other places.
Yeah.
But if there was a possibility that my boyfriend went in and got rid of photos that I might not be able to get back, I would flip the fuck out.
Yes. I hear what you're saying, but just to play devil's advocate, I think it's like what you're talking about is like your nudes, right? Like where you're like, that's about you. Like, I think he's talking about like dick pics of her ex-boyfriend. Like, why does she need to keep those?
Yes, but is that the only thing that he got rid of?
We don't know.
I need to know more.
We don't know, but let's assume that he just went through and anytime he saw a dick, he just got rid of it and was like, why do you need these dicks on your phone?
They're my private pictures.
Yeah, I know.
If I want the dicks, I'm going to keep the dicks. I don't
feel
have
like-
any dicks, though. I didn't save any dicks.
I wonder if there was a way, instead of just going into her phone, you could have just like talked to her and been like, hey, I couldn't help noticing the dick pics when you were showing me the pictures of your mom's old apartment.
But also, why is she showing? Not to be like this, because again, they're her private pictures, but why is she showing the dick pictures if you're going through your deceased mother's apartment? I know
think he
you
just
accidentally
saw 'em.
see it, but like,
I think he just saw
put
him.
them in a folder. I know
Yeah.
I know you shouldn't have to do that when you have your, but it's like you put them somewhere
Or
else.
I'm like, let's get him on a hard drive, get him off of the main drive, like the main phone. Basically it's a scrapbook at this point. Like it's a digital scrapbook. Like let's put it on a hard drive or a thumb drive or something,
Let's get it
and
outta
you can
here.
go back and look at them when you're horny. Maybe the guy had the most beautiful dick you've ever seen, and you just want to fucking go back and look at it. I know that's hard to hear as the new boyfriend. Maybe, but it's like she said, there's no love there for 5 years. So if she's keeping the pictures, it's literally probably just like, maybe it's just like the pictures turn her on or something. But
also, do you have anything from an? I guess I know you married your first.
I married
big
my
boyfriend.
first big boyfriend.
Because I have. I'm not saying that about the size of your husband. I just meant your first.
I was the first person I had sex with.
But like because like I still have old love letters. I still have old.
I keep everything. I have every letter. I have every
everything,
playbill.
yeah.
I have every ticket stub. I have everything.
It's not out in my like everyday life. I have it put
I think
away.
what's bothering him too is just the
Is that
fact
she
that
had
it's
it.
right there at her
Yeah.
fingertips. It's
I
not
get that.
buried in the back of a drawer. It's not in a
get
scrapbook
that.
up on a high shelf.
And you've been together for a year.
It's within 3 swipes of his thumb.
You're
that
right.
This girl has
You're
his
right.
old dick there, and I get why that fucking it hurts
You're
you.
so right.
I just wish there was a way that you could have said, and you should go back and apologize and go, I know you're saying she's calling you a villain, and you should go back and say, look, I was insecure. Like I did fucking do something that really invaded your privacy, and you know you did, because that's what you said to us. You said I invaded her privacy, and just you like I wasn't thinking. It just made me really jealous. I'm really insecure, and then just talk to her about like maybe, you know, I'm so like apologize, but and then maybe like you could get some. I don't know. Would you say he would even be able to say like, why do you have them still? Or it's not really his business, I guess.
My problem is at this point, if I'm his girlfriend, I wouldn't want any explanation. I'd be like, you went in my phone, you disrespected me, you went against my privacy and my trust, and I don't know if I could get that back. So I'm hoping that this is not the case with your girlfriend,
Yeah.
because I'm also saying this, I'm coming from someone that has issues with my trust and my
Yeah.
privacy. So that for me is a hard fucking line, and I would not continue.
Yeah.
But if this is something that you feel that, like, you know, talking to your girlfriend and also understanding and saying that you will never do that ever.
You gotta like
again,
you gotta
ever.
you gotta come with like a
Big mea culpa.
Get
That's-
down on your knees kind of and be like, I fucked up that in that sense. Like I saw the pics. I couldn't understand why you had them. It made me crazy. And I just did this thing. I'm so sorry. I'll never fucking do it again. And hopefully she can like, you can, and ask her, what can I do to regain your trust? Like, I'm really sorry, you know, but I just like, I guess I'm just telling you, like, you are the bitch for doing that.
Yes.
But you're not like crazy for feeling insecure and,
No, you're
and feeling
valid for
upset.
feeling
Like
that way.
that is wild. It is wild. She still has them. Like it is wild.
And you're right, because I was thinking more of like the nude side of it
Yeah, like
for me.
if it's
I
like
don't have
sexy
dick pics.
pictures of
Yes.
yourself. If you have like old pictures of boyfriend's anatomy, or like, and you said, I mean, he also said, there was some really hurtful stuff on there. Yeah, I saw some pretty hurtful things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like pictures of intercourse or
things.
whatever, but like hurt people do things that suck, and you could just say, I was really hurt. I'm really like, but you got to apologize and like just go to her with like your heart in your hands and just be like, I was insecure. I'm not a villain. I'm not trying to hurt you. Like I literally did that from out of my own sort of irrational insecurities and a reaction to what I saw. But if you want to stay with her and you're happy and it's been a year and there's no other big red flags or anything, you gotta say sorry for doing that. You don't like,
Yeah.
it's like, it just depends. Like, I mean, I'm in a relationship with my husband where basically our entire lives, I've had his password to his phone. I don't check it for cheating and shit. I check it because he doesn't fucking know where his passwords are to stuff. And he doesn't know, like, he's like, oh, I forgot who booked me on the show. I'm like, give me your phone. And I'll like go through, like, he doesn't know how to use technology. Like, that's why I have his phone. I am not worried for a fucking second that he's cheating or anything like that. So, but that's just another, like, that's a trust thing, you know, that's just a trust thing. So
I'm also terrified, though, of just all people's photos. Even if someone shows me a photo and they're like, swipe to the left. And I'm like, show you swipe it.
Oh, whenever
you
I
hold
see,
your phone
and
you
so many
show
comics
me.
have gone to show me shit on their phone and I've seen their dicks. Like so many of them by accident. I'm like, oh, I see your dick pics or whatever. They're sending them. Because I don't take them and I don't receive them and I don't solicit them, I really am always like, oh, there's truly not a single photo on my phone that I wouldn't want someone to see.
That's great.
Except maybe like, I'm like, what's this rash? And I take like a picture of a rash,
Yeah.
But like not, you know, so I'm such a square in that way.
I know you just like different things. It's not that you're being a square. You just like different things.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I got pictures of myself pregnant, but I'm usually still wearing like a bra and underwear.
Well, that's good. I wouldn't want anyone puking everywhere.
I'm a lady. Yeah, I don't want everyone to throw up when they see my 8 months pregnant.
Stop. The beauty of life.
Anyway, dude, please get back to us and let us know how it goes. I hope this doesn't fuck up the whole relationship, but I think you can get past this if you work on it.
Yeah, but talk about it.
Yeah. Speaking of talk about it, our next call.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
So I know that you guys want these to be short as possible, but I have to give some background to explain my situation.
We get you.
Give it some context. So I'm 33, almost 34. My fiance passed away about 5 years ago. Not to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a very good person. But regardless, after his death, I fully accepted that I would not get married, not have babies, all that. I honestly was just hoping that I could find someone I tolerated enough to hang out with. But fast forward, and I met my literal soulmate. He asked me to move in with him after, I think it was just a week and a half. And we've basically been inseparable for almost 2 years now. Honest to God, when I explain it to people, I tell them, like, he is what they wrote fairy tales about when we're little, you know? But he is also 5 years younger than me. So, again, so sorry, more context. When I was 22, I found out I had cervical cancer, but they caught it super early, performed a surgery. Everything was good to go. I had no lasting health effects. But about a year ago, I found out it was back. Again, it's super early, but my doctor said that another surgery will almost guarantee that I won't be able to have kids or carry children. After a follow-up biopsy, the doctor said it was going slowly enough, progressing slowly, that I could hold off for now, but I need to have it the following year, which is now. My boyfriend and I, we talked about it since the beginning. We wanted to get married, wanted to have kids. We had no doubts. When this all came up, he said, absolutely, I'm going to move up our timeline and we're going to have everything we ever wanted. So I know this sounds really antiquated and dumb, but it's just really important to me to be married to the person I have kids with, not because of the marriage itself, but just the commitment. Like, I can't fathom having a child with someone and not being with them, which that's neither here nor there. But anyway, this all happened back in March. And then, long story short, there were a handful of times we went on trips or did something, and afterwards he would tell me, oh, I was going to propose at this time, I was going to propose then, but it just didn't feel right, or I didn't have enough time to prepare or whatever. And I always just told him, I don't really care about how you do it. I don't care about anything. Like, you can just ask me right here and now. And I mean, I even tried asking him, so let's just get married. Let's go to the courthouse. Like, I want to spend my life with you. You want to spend your life with me. Why does it have to be more complicated? But every time I'd try to have any conversation, he'd kind of close off, say I'm putting too much pressure on him, can't handle the stress, need to let it do it his way. I mean, okay, that's fine. But this just kept happening. And eventually I found the ring, so I know he has it. I know it's there. I know that he wants to propose to me. This all kind of culminated in December. I found out I was pregnant, and he was literally through the moon happy, like way happier than even I was, which was weird. And we had a trip planned at the end of that month, and he flat out told me, I'm going to propose to you over this trip. Wow, awesome. This is crazy. Great. Right before we left, I had a miscarriage, and we went on the trip, and we had a really good time, but he didn't propose. Now it's February, still hasn't proposed. Talks constantly about how much he wants to marry me and can't wait to marry me and have a family with me. But my biopsy is next month, and the surgery will be almost certainly after. And I guess I'm just confused. I mean, I'm embarrassed, I feel, like angry. I keep thinking about everything and trying to see what I missed or what I'm not seeing. But I don't know. I only have guy friends, and my sister is really a dead end because she wants me to just leave him to hang out with her all the time. But I mean, I have no doubts that he's the person I want to spend my life with. And I have no doubts of how much he loves me and cares about me and takes care of me in every way. It's just this whole thing. I don't know. I guess I could really use a third party opinion.
And actually this caller called back and left a quick addendum. So let's just listen to that really quick.
Okay, I'm the one that just left you that ridiculously long voicemail, literally to the beep. And I've just been thinking about it since I hung up. And I don't know. I feel like I just came off as this whiny little bitch who's just like, oh, my boyfriend won't marry me, blah, blah, blah.
No,
but I just got to reiterate, that is just, it's not true. Like, I know it's easy to say about yourself, but honest to God, I'm really laid back and adaptable, and none of this would bother me so much if he had just, I don't know. I don't know why he just has done this or kept saying it, or I'm just fucking confused. Ugh.
No, you're just trying to get some perspective.
Yeah.
No, we get you. I mean, at least I 100% get you.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, do I understand you. Can I just say real quick before we get into this?
Say it.
That
Say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Oh my, don't.
That's a Dorinda.
Oh my
God. That's a Dorinda. You're not there yet.
I'm not there yet, but it sounds like something that my mother would say, though, and that just sent chills down my spine.
No, say it. What's up?
I just need you to know that I almost destroyed my proposal because I got into a fight with Jeff because I was so like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I know he's got the ring. I know he's going to do it. I know. And then we went on a trip for an anniversary, and on the way there in the car, we got into this huge fight because it was like, and I don't even know why we're going on this trip. It's not like you're going to propose this trip. And he's just like, I am going to propose this trip.
God.
I was going to tomorrow. And then he starts, and I'm like, no, don't say that. and he's like, do you want me to just show you the ring? I'm like, no, I want you to do what you were going to do. I want you to do what you were going to do.
Oh my God, what a mess.
It was such a mess. Like the whole thing was such a mess. It was like, ended up being like, and then we stayed up all night long and we talked about how I got to that point because I was in the same place you are in, caller. I need you to know it's because I spiraled it out of control in my head,
but
because I wanted it so bad.
Instacart is here to keep you on the couch this basketball season. With pre-game rituals and post-game interviews, it's hard to find time for everything else. Let Instacart handle your game day snacks or weekly restocks with delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. Download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
But I'm going to do counterpoint right here.
Please.
Jeff wasn't saying to you, oh, I was going to propose to you
this
just
is
now.
Exactly what I was about. Exactly.
Oh, I was going to propose to you a couple weeks ago, but it just didn't feel right.
Right.
He needs to stop dangling this fucking carrot in front of you.
Yes.
First of all, I have to say, I have a huge problem in general with like the whole
has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect, but also that the man has to fucking do it.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I personally, I'm a person that did not even care about getting married. I cared about having kids and being with a partner. I did not care about getting married. My husband, like you, caller, was like, I want to be married to the person that I'm having kids with. And I was like, fine with me.
Completely understandable.
No problem. If that's what you want to do, I'll do it. But I was not like a girl dreaming of my wedding. I was not like, did not care about a proposal, whatever. So he asked me, like before, when we were back together dating for a year and a half or 2 years, he goes, so what's like your timeline? And I go, well, I guess if you want to get married, I guess we'd probably get engaged next summer and we'd probably get married the following summer. And he goes, great. Because he's a man and he's an idiot. Like he needs to know like a timeline. Okay. So that's what happened. And then he like took it upon himself to pick when he was going to propose or whatever, because I knew he wanted to do that. If I had gone to him and just been like, hey, let's just go to like a courthouse or whatever, he would have been fine. But I knew he wanted to propose. So I let him do that. But we spoke about the timeline.
Yes.
I think this thing where we just say men can do it on their own time is old fashioned, and it's fine for him to do it whenever weekend he wants to do it, whenever any way he wants to do it, at any location he wants to do it, if that's what you guys agree on. But for him to just be sort of holding that timeline hostage on you, I don't like that.
No.
And to continue to kind of bring it up and say this, especially when I'm so sorry to hear about your diagnosis and it sounds like you're going to be okay. But like, especially when he kind of knows that this timeline is sort of lingering,
right?
Where he said to you, okay, we'll move everything up and like, let's try to, and not for nothing, you did just get pregnant a couple of months ago. You could get pregnant again. So you guys should be like trying. If it's making him so happy when you get pregnant, like keep on trying. Like you do get pregnant, which is great. That's good news. I'm just saying like that maybe you could get engaged after. I've had friends who have gone, who would ask me, how'd you get Jared to propose to you? And that just seems like such an insane question to me, because it's not a game.
Right.
It's your relationship together. We're not in the 1950s anymore where there's like a fucking, I don't know, there's like a dowry attached to it. And it has all these other things where women had no power. You're in a relationship together. You talk constantly about how you're the person you want to be together. If I were you, I'd want to sit down for a conversation with him and say, I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just confused as to why we talk about how we want to get married. We're fully committed to one another. You were so happy when I got pregnant. So it seems like you're fully committed to us being together. And I'm just confused as to why you keep bringing up that you were going to propose. And what I just need for my own peace of mind to know, what's your timeline?
Right.
Is this going to happen in the next 6 months? Is this going to happen in the next 9 months? Is this going to happen in the next year? Like, I need to know that for me, because that's for my mental health.
Right.
He's telling you that you're stressing him out and that it's too much pressure. For your mental health, you need to know generally when this is happening. And I don't think that's crazy to ask for.
No, especially because there is a different timeline for you. And I think that he needs to be more aware of that and be a part of that conversation, because I understand, even if it is just, and like you have a much bigger timeline and deadline of what, like in the place that you're going and what you want. And I understand, as someone that like also wanted to be married before I had children. And so in my brain, I wanted to get married faster, because all I heard in all society was telling me was tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
And that's what we're told. And so that's why, thank you so much for coming to us and asking us about this, because especially when you don't have other people going through similar things, it's hard to know where to turn to. It is, even though it's like, it's a storybook story, love. And I think that's wonderful. I feel very similarly about my love, and I understand. But sometimes, even in a storybook love, a person,
he's got to have flaws.
He's got to have
one
flaws.
of his flaws right now is he's being not communicative with you, and he is confusing you, and he is sending you mixed messages. And I don't think anybody is like, oh my God, this fucking bitch is desperate to get married. I think it's like he keeps tossing it. I don't think it's unreasonable for you to say, I'm 33, almost 34. I have this medical procedure coming up. I would like to know what the next phase of my life is looking like. And that is a decision that you guys are going to make together. it's not one person's decision. And I don't think it's fair for him. I don't want to talk badly about this Prince Charming or whatever, but like, I don't think it's fair for him to just be like, it's on my clock and I decide. And I just tell you, and I'll just keep stringing you along with like breadcrumbs. I get the feeling that there's something going on with him where because he's 28 or whatever, maybe he's having a hard time pulling the trigger. That's fine. He needs to express that to you.
Exactly.
You need to talk about that. And if you're not going to talk about it together, just regular, you need to go to a professional.
Yes.
And have somebody help you through that conversation.
Because what were the issues every time? Like what was it? Because every time you said that he would bring up that he was gonna do it. He was gonna do it this time.
It didn't feel right. I didn't have enough time to prepare or whatever. And it's like, okay, but all of this has been going on.
No, I'm so weirded out by the fact that he would bring it up every time as if it's like I'm trying to, and that is there needs to be a much bigger conversation.
Because at this point, it's like he knows that you are down because you suggested the courthouse. It's not like you're like, and he knows that it must be on a mountaintop in Peru during the springtime.
You're not asking a lot.
Like you don't have a specific way that you want this to happen. You've been very clear about that you just want to be together. So something's holding him up. I'm not saying it's something sinister. I'm just saying something is mentally holding him up. And I think you guys need to talk about it because it is not fair for him to just it's not fair for him to just like truly hold you hostage in your life planning.
Yeah.
Like your life planning. You know?
You can be actually more upset about this.
Yeah, I do think you can be more upset about this, especially if you guys are really, Jackie and I are very openly talk about how there's so many different ways to be parents. It's like if you guys want to have kids together and your medical condition is not going to allow for that, there's other ways you can do it. If you guys are both very serious about having biological children, then I would also wonder, are you waiting for him to propose so that you guys can keep trying? Was the last pregnancy a mistake? Or are you going to try? And then if you get pregnant and it goes into a viability, it enters to a certain term of viability that then he'll propose to you? Like that's confusing to me how much it's hinging on the baby or not. And like, because does he only want biological children? I don't really know that about you two.
So that's adding so much more
It's a lot of pressure, which I get. But
when it's already so much
this
pressure,
all needs to be discussed. This does not have to be this magic show proposal where he comes out of nowhere and you're surprised. That's like, to me, it's very antiquated. It's very old school. And if that's what you want, I would get it. But that's not what you want if you made that clear, that you're not requiring some special fireworks fucking night. And it sounds like he is stressing you out with his not wanting to be stressed, so and I think it's okay for you to go to him and say, is this something where you're not sure you want to be married? That's okay.
And we need to talk about that too.
And I know that would be really, really like hard to hear, but I also don't want you to just like wait.
Yeah.
For this guy that's going to eventually tell you, you know what? Like I actually, and I know what you sound like he's perfect in every way. He's so respectful. He's so great, but this is like not a respectful way that I think he's treating you here in this situation. I think like keeping you in this limbo about your life, especially but again, like how obsessed with having biological children are you? If you are, then I would say that you guys like just keep trying and like, and then maybe the proposal will come second and you'll be married by the time a baby comes around.
Right.
But
got to talk about it first.
But yeah, you got to talk about all this stuff. It's just like, for some reason, and this is just me, I'm just so anti the fucking like, well, the ball's in his court and he's got all the power and he's going to get this ring and do all this. I also didn't do a ring. Like, I also was like, I don't want a ring. Don't spend money on that. So I'm a little bit more like non-traditional about this kind of stuff. But I do think it's a conversation. And I hate when girls are like, how'd you get him to do it? Like, It's not fucking luring a deer to eat out of your hand. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's your life with another person.
Right.
And it's a decision you should talk about together. I don't think men just get to decide that.
No. They don't.
You know?
So thank you for bringing this issue to us.
Yes, and I wish you so much luck and with your procedure and with everything that's happening, and I hope that you can have this conversation. I know it sounds hard, but I do think you're strong enough to have it, and it sounds like you guys are in a great relationship, so this is just like a bump, but I think it's a big bump, and you got to get over it.
And you will. I think you will.
And let us know what happens.
Please.
I really would love a follow-up from you. Okay. Jackie, why don't you read our email?
You got it.
Email here.
You got
Hello, Kara and Jackie. I'm a new listener and have become a huge fan of the show. Thank you.
Ew.
I wandered over from Side Stories and I just think you guys are hilarious and give wonderfully balanced and helpful advice. Thank you. Anywho, so my story isn't about me, but about two of my friends. We will call them Chris and Nick. Chris and Nick are best friends. They talk and message each other every day. They both have their own issues with anxiety and depression and have been very supportive of each other. We are talking dropping everything and booking a flight supportive. One lives in North Carolina and the other in Florida. They have been best friends for several years. As another side note, we are gay guys, so sometimes we are catty and sarcastic with each other. I mean, are you really friends if you can't be a little bitchy to each other? All in good fun, of course. Recently, Chris and Nick were texting each other and being a little sarcastic. Chris is moving and Nick basically joked that Chris better hire some movers because he ain't lifting shit. Chris, though, was like, that's expensive and I'm a broke hoe, so you better get down here and help me move because I helped you when you moved. This is all very much paraphrased. Anyway, Nick went radio silent after that. After a couple of hours, Chris sent him an apology in case he came off perhaps a little too sarcastic or expectant, which is not how he meant it. Nick, however, said nothing. Next day, Chris sent another apology. Again, nothing. The day after that, he apologized again. Then, nothing. Nick has basically ghosted Chris, and Chris is devastated by the thought of losing his best friend and is blaming himself for it and feels like he's an awful person and ruined their friendship. I just wanted to hear your opinion on the matter. I think Nick is being the bitch here, as I can't imagine ending such a close friendship over something so trivial, but Chris feels Nick's feelings are valid. Or does it sound like something else is going on? I don't know. I find it very sus. Cheers and love.
From B.
All right.
All right, B. Thank you for writing in about this. I'm obsessed because I also currently have a group of gay guy friends who are in a rift, but I'll get into it after this.
Ooh.
I guess I'm just like, if you're in between this, you're friends with both of them. Have you asked Nick what's going on?
Yeah.
Have you asked Nick, like, what's up? Why aren't you talking? Because, like, I have these friends that are similar situation. It's 3 of them. And one of them just cut off contact with the other 2 after like a tiff that literally sparked from sarcastic bitchery, like exactly what you're talking about, like just sarcastic teasing. That one of them got mad and the other 2 reached out and said, "We're so sorry," like da-da-da. Just no speaking. And it's been months. And
how long were they friends?
Years and years and years and years and years and years. You know these people.
So do you think that something sus is up?
No. I think the person that has done the cutting off in this situation is going through something. But I also feel as though I have not had a chance as a third party to ask him what's going on.
Gotcha.
So I'm wondering if you not reached out to Nick and gone, I hate to see. I get it because I know people don't want to put themselves in the middle.
Of course.
I understand that. But I also sometimes think there needs to be a little facilitation. Like somebody needs to kind of like, grease the wheels
nosy
with these
bitch
kind of things.
Is what we
need a nosy bitch sometimes to be like, hey, what, like, is something else going on? What's the matter? Like, what, like, I heard you guys aren't talking. Like, Chris is really worried. What's up?
It's gotta be something else. Like, here's the thing.
It's gotta be something else.
I usually feel like I'm sure that there are many, many people out there that just ghost for absolutely no reason. And believe me, I've ghosted people when I'm not talking about people you just bang and stuff like that. I'm not talking about ghosting.
Right.
I'm talking about like years of friendship. And I feel like most of the time there is another reason.
You're absolutely correct. One of my friends ghosted another one of my friends. These are girls. Over a comment she made that was a offhanded little comment, but it was like, it was years
exactly
of her driving her crazy, where she was like, I need time. And they honestly, they didn't talk for like a year, maybe 2, and they're talking again. But this is sus. Like you said, this is weird. Like, so what I think is like, it's possible. And again, I am fully fucking looking into a crystal ball here that I don't know how to use because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it could be one of those things where you're talking about how these two support each other and jump on flights. So maybe Chris writes, you better get down here and help me. And Nick is like, I fucking help you all the time. And now you're taking advantage of me. You really want me to come down there. And it felt like more of a joke to Chris, but to Nick, it felt like, here's this guy once again asking me to give up everything and come down there and help.
Right.
And again, B, these are your friends. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm literally just extrapolating from the information that you've given here, because otherwise, have we checked to make sure Nick is alive? I mean, what's going on? Like, why would you go completely radio silent on your bestie over such an innocuous little joke?
It has to be a buildup of resentment. I'm assuming, because or that they were in a similar situation. And it's like, let's be honest, if I'm going to have somebody come and help me move, I'm going to pay for that flight for them to come. I know that it sounds like you've got the money to get movers then, don't you? Which is, we know is not the case.
There's gotta be something going on there.
It has to be, unless it's got to be the straw that broke the camel's back. And this is coming from a person that I created a fake holiday called April Reels Day, which is the opposite of April Fool's Day, as a way for people to encourage people, friends for long periods of time, that so they don't build up resentment, where you actually tell each other things that you could fix. Maybe you could
Are you
work
Heather
on.
Gay? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a little Heather Gay.
Are you caught up on Salt Lake?
Am I caught up on Salt Lake?
Oh my God. Okay, just for everybody that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, on Salt Lake City, which is a reality show, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, they go on a vacation and they're all fighting with each other, because this is what the show is. They're all fighting with each other. So one woman says, I want you all to go through your phones and pick out the meanest text message that you have written about someone else in this group, and I want you to hand them your phone and have them read out loud the horrible words you've said about them. And then we burn it. That's what they were calling it. They're like, we burn it. So it sounds like your thing's kind of like a burn thing, right?
It really is.
Tell me your thing and let's try to work it out.
It's just that I noticed with myself, and maybe it's the little Leo, she's being a little bit of a lion, that the way I used to not properly communicate built up a lot of resentment. I had resentment about so many relationships in my life, different projects that I was working on, all this, and it's forever from the person that I was always, the person in the group project that did all the work.
Yeah.
And so it's like from the beginning of time, I have been filled with resentment. And finally, I think when I turned about 30, I was like, I realized that this all could be stopped if I could just talk about what I was feeling rather than letting it build up over time.
And that's fine. It's fine for Nick to be like, okay, last straw, but to go radio silent, it's like, that's a little bit. It's hard because I feel like there's other people that we've told to just ghost. I feel like I've been okay with some people ghosting.
Yeah.
But that's if somebody's done something really horrific and they've violated your boundaries after you've made them clear, and I think it's okay to ghost then.
Chris has apologized. Many times.
And he's not hearing anything from you. That's you gotta be an adult and man up and face your conflicts with people. Otherwise, what's going on with you, And I think if I were you, I don't know, I would just be kind of reaching out to Nick going what's going on? What did he do? Let's try to facilitate these two talking again, because it sounds like Chris is pretty upset. And Nick is maybe dead. I don't know what's going on. Why is he radio silent?
I know you don't want to be a nosy bitch, but sometimes somebody's got to be. Sometimes you got to nose in there.
You got to be the third party bitch, and you got to get in there and be like you're the lube bitch. You're basically lubricating.
Lube it up.
You're lubricating, greasing the wheels, getting these two back talking again, because it's I don't know how much. The day after that, I don't know. I wonder if this has only been going on for a week at this point. Eventually, if somebody does do a ghost like this, they eventually get embarrassed. And I think that's why my friends are having such a long time, because I think he's embarrassed at how he acted, and he's not going back. Again, I haven't talked to him about it, but he's not going back to just tell the friends, hey, sorry I reacted that way. Like I was upset and da-da-da-da. But like now it's like weeks turn into months turn into years. And this is how friendships end.
Yes.
And I don't want that. I don't want that for your boys,
I don't want
B.
that for you guys.
I never want to see a group of fun gay guys break up.
No.
Please, B, keep this together.
We need you.
Keep this together. Anyway, thank you so much for writing and let us know what happens. I really want to make sure Nick is okay physically and then also what's going on with him and Chris is resolved.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. I'm going to play another call.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi there. I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible. So basically, I met this girl. I used to do her lashes, and we became really, really close friends. I found out that she was dating this guy, and it turns out he was married, and she was his mistress, essentially. But he was promising her that he was going to leave his wife for her, all this stuff. Well, he was absolutely horrendous to her, and he was emotionally and physically abusive. It was like a 5-year relationship. She would cry to me all the time. I was there for her all the time. Anyways, I ended up convincing her and helping her get out of that situation. I helped her move. We were doing great. She was doing great. I was stoked for her. I was her biggest cheerleader. She ended up meeting this other guy on a sugar daddy website, and they apparently fell in love. And he was this like millionaire down in the States. And so she like moved across our country for him and all this stuff, but she could never go to his house. He said he was separated from his current wife, but like they couldn't post anything. She couldn't it was just very weird. It was very reminiscent of her past relationship. And so when I went to go visit her after she moved, I had a really deep talk with her and basically was like, are you sure that this guy's not in the same situation? Like you need to confirm with him or kind of give him an ultimatum or get him to confirm his situation that he's going to be with you because you can't be strung around for another 5 years. Anyways, fast forward to today, she ghosted me as a friend, essentially. I had a baby after multiple miscarriages, and she was not there for me at all. And when I finally confronted her about it, what happened? Why are we not friends anymore? Why are we not talking? She essentially said that I didn't support her current relationship, and she didn't want to be with somebody that didn't want to see her happy. So my question is, who's the bitch? Because I just was trying to be there for her through all of her shit, and she's making the same mistake again. What I think. I don't think that guy's separated. I think he's still married and she's a mistress again. But that's just me. Apparently, I'm unsupportive. Please let me know. Thank you.
Ooh, a juicy baby.
Oh,
We're going to end this one on a juicy, juicy note. Listen, you can only help people insofar as they want to help themselves, right?
Yes.
She doesn't want to be called out. And she is repeating the same behavior.
Yes.
Right?
She is.
She's got some deep self-esteem issues where she doesn't think she's probably resulting from being in a abusive relationship, which I'm so thankful that you were able to help her out of. But she's repeating patterns where she's not being with somebody that's putting her first.
And not to be a little conspiratorial bitch over here, but just in the way that you're talking about it, it does concern me that the more open you were talking about her relationship, now she is pushing you at arm's length. And if there's one thing you know about a person that is being manipulated in a relationship, is oftentimes the first thing that they are encouraged to do is to definitely separate themselves from anybody that is telling them the truth of the situation.
Yeah.
And that does scare me for your friend, the fact that now she is holding you at arm's length and is not talking to you about this current situation any longer. And that is not fair to you.
Yeah.
It's not fair for you to be treated this way. It is very difficult to help a friend that does not want to be helped.
Right.
And to watch them make the same difficult choices over and over again. And I don't know if you are necessarily feeling the guilt, but I've been in a situation similar to you, and the guilt just weighs on you because you're like, but I think they're making another horrible choice.
Right.
But it's not your choice.
Yeah.
And not that I don't feel like you were being out of line with being the friend that you were being, but obviously at this point, your friend or your friend's partner does not want you saying this perspective to her anymore.
Yeah.
And that's very upsetting. And I know exactly what you're going through. And I just want to say that your feelings are valid and I'm with you and I understand.
Well, and on top of that, you had a huge milestone. You had a
Yes.
baby after a lot of struggles, and she's just not there for it. So you're not really getting anything out of this friendship at the moment. So I think it's absolutely okay to take a step back. I do think that I am worried for your friend, like Jackie just said. So I feel like one option for you could be, I want to say she is being the bitch, but she's a traumatized bitch, right? Like she's been traumatized, and like she's obviously repeating old patterns and stuff. But at the same time, it's not your job to sit around and keep trying to be friends with somebody who doesn't want to be and is not kind of fulfilling their part of the friendship either. If I were you, I would either through email, call, whatever fucking method you think is best, I would reach out to her one last time and go, I understand why you don't because my feeling here is you're a good friend, right?
Yes.
You helped her out of this situation, right? You're a good friend. So my feeling is you don't want to just walk away and go, well, fuck her if she doesn't want my, you don't want to do that because you're a good friend and you know that she could be falling back into this old pattern, if not with this guy, but with the next guy. Who knows? It's really hard to break people of these patterns, I think you could reach out one more time and go, I understand that you feel I'm not being supportive. How I feel is that you might be repeating some of your old mistakes. I hope I'm wrong. I want to let you know that I understand if you want to take a step back from me right now, but I'm here for you if you need my help.
Yes.
And like the door is always open if you need help and you're in trouble or anything is, I'm not saying that there's something wrong or not, maybe don't even say trouble, but like if you need my help, the door is
lifeline open,
like the light is on basically. But I wouldn't, if for you and your own mental health, the caller, you can't rely on this person in any way.
No.
She doesn't want help. She's repeating you can't make her do anything.
You're right. And for you, distance yourself. But I think that just letting a friend know, especially when like the friendship is not burned and broken, it's like, I feel like part of you in that instance is almost like, we'll talk about other things. Like, could we still be friends? Like, I won't bring it up anymore just because you want to still be connected to this person, especially when they're obviously going through something that they're going to need help with. But you're
correct. She's either separating herself on purpose or the guy wants her separated from you because you're like you're obviously like a person in her life that's helping her get out of bad situations or being a big support system for her. And so like in abusive relationships, that's the first thing they try to attack and take down. So,
and especially with the lines of like, you're not supporting me. And it's like, where is that coming from? Is that coming from her or is it coming from him?
Yeah, it's like, hey, I decided to pick up some extra cash and I'm just like robbing small convenience stores. And it's like, hey, I think that's a really bad idea. You're not being supportive of my career. Like, what are we talking about?
Exactly.
Like, I think you're making a huge mistake. I mean, I don't think you should necessarily say that in like your sign off, like, or whatever this last communication is, but just to say, I shared my opinions with you, but that doesn't mean I don't care about you a lot. And I want to make sure that you're okay. And the door is open. I'm here for you. Like, let me know. I really value our friendship and I hope that we can some way find our way back to each other,
Yeah. Please let us know how it goes because it is those times it's very, even though it's good to stick up for yourself and to protect yourself, it can seem scary because you're like, but I want to protect them too.
And for her, the friend, she should know that friendship is not being unconditionally supportive.
Right.
Like it is telling
it's
your
hearing the hard things.
Yeah,
exactly.
Telling your friends are hard. Like, I don't actually think that's the best idea for you right now.
Yes.
Like, and you don't have to agree with me or not. You're not like telling your friends what to do, but it's not about being like, you know what? If you want to get into heroin, I support you. Like, it's just, that's not,
we have to be able to, like, part of a community and part of friendship is being able to rely on other people's perspectives so they can look at your situation and be like, hey, from what it looks like out here, X, Y, and Z. And that's part of why we need each other.
Yeah. And that's why we have an April Feels party. Is that what was it called?
April Reels Day.
April Reels Day.
Yeah, the opposite of April Fool's Day. Yeah,
April Reels Day.
Oh yeah, give it to me real. Although I would be scared of you, Kara. I don't know if I want to know what you really think.
Oh, Jackie, what are you talking
You'll
about?
Rip me apart.
What the fuck do you think I would ever say?
I don't know. It'd be kind of
I
fun,
love
though.
you.
It's kind of fun.
All right, listen. We got to bounce because we were just chock full of awesome calls and emails today. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate every single one of you that writes into us. We try to get to all of them. Who'sthebitch.com. Again, try to leave us a voicemail under 5 minutes if you can. We like the details, but let's not go crazy. We love your emails. all of that information on how to email us, DM us is available at who'sthebitch.com.
Who'sthebitch.com.
And then we're at twitch.tv/LPNTV on March 10th. We'll be back together out on the lanai with our bitchers. We will be drinking and ready to take your calls live. So if you'd rather call us, or if you're one of these people and we ask for a follow-up, call in live and give us the follow-up. By the way, I want to make it clear, your voice will be on the show no matter what. We don't have the ability yet to like your voice, but you do not have to have your camera on. If you don't feel like you want to have your face on, that's fine. We talk to plenty of people on the live streams where they don't have their camera on. So you can feel free to call us and give us a little update.
Yeah.
Or just email us or anything. But we love you guys.
We love hearing from you. Please subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah,
leave a review.
Come on. Throw some stars our way. Come on. We didn't create this system, but we are part of it. And you need that shit. We love you guys. Thank you.
And we'll be back next week. Bye, everybody.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.